Welcome to the Bible Quiz and Trivia channel. Today, we're diving deep into the book of Genesis with 30 challenging questions that will test your knowledge on everything from the creation to the patriarchs. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video to support our content. After the quiz, share your score in the comments. We love seeing how well you do. Are you ready? Let's get started. Question 1. What is the significance of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil? A. It was purely decorative. But B. It represented God's limit on human freedom. C. It was the source of eternal life. D. It symbolized peace in Eden. Answer B. It represented God's limit on human freedom. Explanation. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil in the Garden of Eden symbolized the boundary God set for Adam and Eve. Eating its fruit, as described in Genesis 2:17, was forbidden by God as a test of obedience, and doing so would result in the knowledge of good and evil. Question 2. Who was the first person to commit murder in the Bible? A. Cain. B. Abel. C. Seth. D. Lamech. Answer. A. Cain. Explanation. Cain, the older son of Adam and Eve, committed the first murder by killing his brother Abel out of jealousy, as recorded in Genesis 4:8. Question 3. What was the original name of the land where Abraham settled with his family? A. Canaan. B. Haran. C. Ur. D. Egypt. Answer. A. Canaan. Explanation. Abraham settled in Canaan as per God's direction, which is considered the promised land. This move is detailed in Genesis 12:5. Question 4. What was the primary reason God decided to send the flood during Noah's time? A. Overpopulation. B. Corruption and wickedness of humanity. C. A natural disaster. D. To reshape the land masses. Answer. B. Corruption and wickedness of humanity. Explanation. Genesis 6:5-7 states that God sent the flood because he saw that the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and every intention of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Question 5. How many days did it take God to create the heavens and the earth? A. 7. B. 6. C. 4. D. 5. Answer. B. 6. Explanation. According to Genesis 1, God created the heavens and the earth and everything in them over 6 days, resting on the seventh. Question 6. What specific instructions did God give to Noah about the ark's construction? A. Use gopher wood and pitch. B. Build multiple decks. C. Make rooms in the ark. D. All of the above. Answer. D. All of the above. Explanation. God's instructions for building the ark included using gopher wood, covering it with pitch, and making rooms within multiple decks to house various creatures, as detailed in Genesis 6:14-16. Question 7. Who are the 3 sons of Noah, and how did they impact post-flood civilizations? A. Shem, Ham, Japheth. B. Cain, Abel, Seth. C. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. D. Jared, Methuselah, Lamech. Answer. A. Shem, Ham, Japheth. Explanation. Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, are significant in biblical narratives as their descendants populated the earth after the flood, as outlined in the Table of Nations in Genesis 10. Question 8. What caused the confusion of languages according to the Tower of Babel story? A. A natural disaster. B. God's intervention. C. Evolution of different tribes. D. Miscommunication among builders. Answer B. God's intervention. Explanation. The confusion of languages at the Tower of Babel was a direct result of divine intervention by God to disperse the people across the earth and prevent them from completing the tower, as mentioned in Genesis 11 to 7:9. Question 9. How did God test Abraham's faith most profoundly? A. By asking him to leave his homeland. B. By promising him countless descendants. C. By asking him to sacrifice his son Isaac. D. By sending him into battle. Answer. C. By asking him to sacrifice his son Isaac. Explanation. The most profound test of Abraham's faith came when God asked him to sacrifice his son Isaac as a burnt offering, a story told in Genesis 22. This act was later halted by an angel, showing it was a test of obedience. Question 10. What was the sign of the covenant between God and Abraham? A. The rainbow. B. Circumcision. C. Sabbath. D. Passover. Answer. B. Circumcision. Explanation. The sign of the covenant between God and Abraham was circumcision, which is described in Genesis 17:10-11 as a token of the covenant for Abraham and his descendants. Question 11. Who was the first person to be born in the Bible? A. Cain. B. Seth. C. Abel. D. Enoch. Answer. A. Cain. Explanation. Cain was the first person born in the Bible, the first son of Adam and Eve, mentioned in Genesis 4:1. Question 12. Who was the first person to die naturally in the Bible? A. Adam. B. Seth. C. Methuselah. D. Noah. Answer. A. Adam. Explanation. Adam, the first man created by God, is traditionally considered the first to die naturally, living up to 930 years according to Genesis 5:5. Question 13. What did Esau trade his birthright for? A. A piece of land. B. Gold. C. A bowl of stew. D. 10 camels. Answer C. A bowl of stew. Explanation. Esau traded his birthright to his younger brother Jacob for a bowl of stew when he was famished, as narrated in Genesis 25:29-34, highlighting his impulsive nature. Question 14. What was Jacob's dream at Bethel? A. A ladder reaching to heaven with angels ascending and descending. B. A wrestling match with an angel. C. A great battle between nations. D. The sun, moon, and 11 stars bowing to him. Answer. A. A ladder reaching to heaven with angels ascending and descending. Explanation. Jacob's dream at Bethel involved a ladder set up on the earth with its top reaching to heaven and angels of God ascending and descending on it, as described in Genesis 28:12. Question 15. Why did Joseph's brothers sell him into slavery? A. They were instructed by Jacob. B. They were jealous of his favored status. C. He stole from them. D. He lost a bet. Answer B. They were jealous of his favored status. Explanation. Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery out of jealousy, due to Jacob's favoritism towards Joseph and Joseph's dreams that implied he would rule over them, as detailed in Genesis 37:18-28. Question 16. What were the names of Joseph's two sons? A. Manasseh and Ephraim. B. Reuben and Simeon. C. Dan and Naphtali. D. Gad and Asher. Answer. A. Manasseh and Ephraim. Explanation. Joseph's two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, were born in Egypt before the arrival of the famine and played significant roles in the narrative, especially in their grandfather Jacob's blessings, where Ephraim is unexpectedly favored. Genesis 41:50-52. Genesis 48:13-20. Question 17. How many years did Jacob work for Laban to marry his desired wife? A. 7. B. 14. C. 20. D. 30. Answer. B. 14. Explanation. Jacob worked a total of 14 years for Laban to marry Rachel. The first 7 years for Leah, whom he was deceived into marrying first, and another 7 for Rachel. Genesis 29:18-30. Question 18. What was the original name of Israel and why was it changed? A. Jacob. It was changed after wrestling with an angel. B. Abram. It was changed to reflect a new covenant. C. Isaac. It was changed after he was nearly sacrificed. D. Joseph. It was changed when he entered Egypt. Answer. A. Jacob. It was changed after wrestling with an angel. Explanation. Jacob's name was changed to Israel after he wrestled with an angel at Peniel, symbolizing his struggles with God and men in his prevailing. Genesis 32:28. Question 19. What gift did God give Solomon when he offered sacrifices at Gibeon? A. Wealth. B. Wisdom. C. A long life. D. Military victory. Answer. B. Wisdom. Explanation. When Solomon offered sacrifices at Gibeon, God appeared to him in a dream and granted him wisdom and discernment, which became his defining trait as a ruler. 1 Kings 3-4:14. Question 20. Who deceived Isaac to receive a blessing meant for his elder brother? A. Esau. B. Jacob. C. Laban. D. Ishmael. Answer. B. Jacob. Explanation. Jacob, with the assistance of his mother Rebekah, deceived his father Isaac into giving him the blessing meant for Esau, his elder twin brother. Genesis 27. Question 21. What natural resource was used to make a covenant between Abraham and Abimelech at Beersheba? A. Water. B. Oil. C. Salt. D. Wine. Answer. A. Water. Explanation. Abraham and Abimelech used water to affirm their covenant at Beersheba, where Abraham set aside 7 ewe lambs to affirm that he had dug the well there, leading to the name Beersheba, meaning well of the oath, or well of 7. Genesis 21:25-31. Question 22. What was the unique characteristic of Noah's Ark compared to modern ships? A. It was made entirely of gopher wood. B. It had no sail. C. It was round. D. It was windowless. Answer. A. It was made entirely of gopher wood. Explanation. Noah's Ark was unique in its construction, made entirely of gopher wood and covered with pitch inside and out, as specifically instructed by God, unlike modern ships which use a variety of materials and advanced technology. Genesis 6:14. Question 23. How did God respond when Sarah laughed at the prophecy of her bearing a son? A. He reprimanded her. B. He ignored her. C. He laughed as well. D. He reassured her. Answer: A. He reprimanded her. Explanation: when Sarah laughed at the prophecy of having a son in her old age, God questioned why she laughed and reassured that nothing is too hard for the Lord, indicating a gentle reprimand for her disbelief. Genesis 18:13-14. Question 24. What was the age difference between Sarah and Abraham? A. 10 years. B. 20 years. C. 30 years. D. They were the same age. Answer: A. 10 years. Explanation: Abraham was 10 years older than Sarah, as implied in Genesis 17:17, when Abraham laughs at the idea of fathering a child at the age of 100 with Sarah, who was 90. Question 25. Which chapter of Genesis deals entirely with the genealogy from Adam to Noah? A. Genesis 5. B. Genesis 10. C. Genesis 11. D. Genesis 15. Answer: A. Genesis 5. Explanation: Genesis 5 provides a genealogy from Adam to Noah, listing the descendants and their ages, underscoring the lineage through which humanity was preserved through the flood. Question 26. What was the special garment made for Joseph by his father? A. A robe of many colors. B. A linen ephod. C. A golden belt. D. A silk turban. Answer: A. A robe of many colors. Explanation: Joseph received a richly ornamented robe from his father Jacob, which became a symbol of favoritism and incited the jealousy of his brothers, ultimately leading to major familial strife. Genesis 37:3. Question 27. How did Lot's wife disobey the angel's warning? A. She spoke to the attackers. B. She looked back at Sodom. C. She tried to take gold from the city. D. She stayed behind. Answer: B. She looked back at Sodom. Explanation: despite the angel's warning to flee without looking back, Lot's wife looked back at the destruction of Sodom and was turned into a pillar of salt. Genesis 19:26. Question 28. What type of fruit is traditionally believed to have been the forbidden fruit, although not specified in Genesis? Apple. B. Fig. C. Pomegranate. D. Grape. Answer: A. Apple. Explanation: traditionally, the forbidden fruit eaten by Adam and Eve is depicted as an apple, though Genesis does not specify the type of fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Question 29. What role did the angel of the Lord play in Hagar's life? A. He delivered her from slavery. B. He prophesied the birth of Ishmael. C. He provided water in the desert. D. Both B and C. Answer: D. Both B and C. Explanation: the angel of the Lord found Hagar in the desert, prophesied the birth of her son Ishmael, and later provided water to save them when they were cast out and near death. Genesis 16 to 7:11. Genesis 21:17-19. Question 30. How did God provide for Ishmael and his mother when they were sent away by Abraham? He gave them a land to settle. B. He sent them to Egypt. C. He opened a well of water. D. He sent angels to guide them. Answer: C. He opened a well of water. Explanation: when Hagar and Ishmael were in despair in the wilderness, God responded to their plight by opening her eyes to see a well of water, ensuring their survival and fulfilling his promise to make Ishmael a great nation. Genesis 21:19.